Hello there, welcome back to some more Disco Elysium. In the last episode, what we did was we found out that Ruby is a bad un, and we've got to go find out about her. But first of all, what I want to do is go speak to Classier, because now that Kim's here, he might be able to speak to her about stuff that I wasn't able to speak to her about because I'm a stupid fool. I've been thinking about it over the weekend while I haven't been playing. And I was like, yes, Kim will help me. Kim always helps me. So we'll speak to Classier and see what she has to say. Of course, maybe she has nothing to say, but still. If she says something, then at least be better than nothing. Classier. Talk to me.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
Okay, let's get back to those lies you told.
Lies?
She repeats, then shows off. It's unclear what she intended to say.
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. We demand her anxiety. We demand her fear.
Right. Your real name isn't Classier Mando.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name, not when people are after you.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, it's not.
Good, you can tell me the truth.
You log your work like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time.
Okay.
It's a grad name. It
Just
also
wanna
makes
see what-
Clausia almost an acronym for Katarzyna Elysium.
Say nothing.
I haven't said it aloud in such a long time. That name.
Just want to see what Kim says.
She's filling dead air. Can't stand the silence.
Enough.
She nods, her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
Well, Kim, why have we not arrested her yet?
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
What if I told you you're under arrest, Classier?
Clausia.
She repeats with a pained smile on her face, her back pressed against the railing.
It was my first real boyfriend who gave me that name. He never recovered from the shit we went through. Because of me.
Who was he?
He was a writer. He made Oranís lit. And I destroyed him.
She looks you in the eye, her mouth quivering.
I know I'm shit. I know. But I haven't done anything. At least nothing illegal.
Failure to aid a police investigation. She purposefully misrepresented information crucial to the case. Fucking mind games. Enough. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in.
Okay. Mr. Pratt had information about the case. Without the Hardy's confession, we'd know nothing.
The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no.
Her eyes become a man with fear. She tries to back further off.
Fragile, unshielded. Her voice is thin and tired.
I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
What do you know? Who shot him?
She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then, in a hushed voice, she says, gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her.
Ruby.
Why do you think it was her?
She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants.
What she's saying is sex.
And what's that?
Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship.
I see.
When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but...
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive.
I see.
She started developing notions about our relationship.
And you led her on?
The lieutenant narrows his eyes.
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing more.
Sounds like she was fixated on you.
This is just an assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too. She cleaned it all up like she had a plan.
And this is why I needed Kim here.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself? The lynching? Yet again, you're coming up with this. The worst thing is, it may be true.
When Ruby said that there would be shit happening if you didn't end your relationship with the deceased, was she threatening you?
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, so I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but...
She looks through the window of her room.
Some of that fear is still with her. She exhales sharply. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her.
And how could she have killed him?
You've been through there, right? I saw you come out.
She points to the door that leads to the temple workshop.
She could have come to the roof through that, then made the shot right here, where I stand. It was dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out there with her?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me, before it got weird.
Okay, that's it for Ruby.
Okay, and what? Arrest the liar now. Why? She told us some pretty interesting things there. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And she's beautiful.
Who?
Her. Stop letting her distract you.
That's all good, but I think we should still take you in, just in case.
Still? After all this, sir, please. It's a shitty world, and I know I'm shitty too. I know.
Her hand turns into a fist, slowly crushing the cigarette that she's still holding.
But I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and ground into paste just because I disturbed the sanctity of accounting. That's some multinational...
She's gearing up for a last stand. This is it.
What other option do I have?
You have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up at the station or I'll become a fugitive. You can write me one. You don't have to take me in right now. I promise I won't go out anymore at night. I'll be right here. I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my own. In 2 months, or maybe even 1 month. That's all I need.
You do have the form.
He looks at your ledger.
That's it. I'm calling it. Kim is beyond compromised. Definitely, sire.
What will have changed in 2 months or 1 month?
Everything could change. This city, the extradition rules, the people after me could be in jail. Or maybe Ravishal.
She falls silent.
There is desperation there, in that silence. A cornered animal looking for a way out.
Maybe Ravishal could be free. I could be tried in a free Ravishal. An independent state that doesn't hand its detainees over to the moral intern.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
Do you like the sound of that? I also find it hard to believe.
Don't. The world can change. It has changed before.
She looks at you, frozen to her spot.
That's not the answer she was hoping for. Thought that you were some kind of patriot or communard, did she? This was her last card. There is nothing more she can say. The final decision is yours. You alone stand on the throne of your mind.
What do you deserve then?
I don't know.
She throws away the
I
cigarette.
spend my days with smoke, drink and dance, wallowing in shit. Just like everyone else.
I've made my choice.
She looks at you in silence, her face filled with fear, lips parted. Wait. If you arrest her, Kim will have to transport her. You'd be without your
Oh
partner
no, I'm not
for
going to
the
arrest her, don't worry about that.
Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
Let's write you a station call, Classia. If you miss it, I can't help you anymore.
I won't.
She takes the slip, shaking visibly, then she collects herself.
This may have been a grave mistake, sire. Maybe, maybe not. Mercy is rarely a complete mistake.
I promise I will be right here all the time, nights too. I'll help you any way I can in this investigation, and I will be at Station 41 in 6 weeks. I promise.
Let's change the subject for the time being.
She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath, as if in the presence of some tiger.
Return to this later. Okay, can I increase my shivers? Even if I can, I'm not going to be able to get very many things done. But I'll try. There's no reason not to try. Look at this fucking tie, man. A lovely, insensitive hat. My favourite. Okay.
Hello, officer. What brings you up here again?
My shivers is 5. It's not a good chance. I'd probably need to get a 12. So I'm not going to bother. Okay. Let's go. Kim, we're off. If you leave, Classia, I can't help you. Classia. Just try not to get yourself killed. Please. Oh, be back. Okay, I'm back. It was just a delivery. I might have to take a phone call as well in a second. Lots of things going on. But anyway, that's fine. I think we'll get Classia there. She will be under house arrest, essentially. But she's not actually arrested. Now, I don't think a lot will change in a month or two. But I do think... I just don't want to have to do that again. I do think that we at least got something out of it. Oh, be back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That Ruby of yours?
Yeah, and?
Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Classia. It was nice and Ruby-centric in the end.
What do you mean?
Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash?
Well, the bullet didn't have to come from the roof. Could have come from anywhere on the coast.
Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window.
The footprints in the pinball workshop didn't fit the old soul's prints of the crime scene.
No, they didn't.
So far, no one has mentioned here in the shop.
Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you.
I'm done thinking about this.
That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now. You know that. Free as a bird on that roof. Lighting up a cigarette and thinking, am I glad Ruby's in this shit and not me?
Yeah, but she is under house arrest.
Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous. Move on. It's no use harassing her further.
Okay. I'm glad that Pip stayed around. Okay. I think I also know what they were talking about. When they said office with radio in, I think they were talking about this.
A lorry stuck in the
window.
Windows are clear. They've been recently washed. You can see a lorryman's cabin with personal belongings, stickers, insignia.
Kind of sticks
The
insignia.
driver has a
What
door.
about
The back
backseat?
end of the cabin has a small perch to sleep. Large ashtrays. There are several suns and wheels sewn into the curtains. A book with ragged edges catches your notice.
Racist nationalist paraphernalia. Not unusual in this part of town. This is our guy.
I think the lorry belongs to a
Likely,
tough guy.
yes.
Okay, so not this one. Oh, okay, I guess I was wrong. I thought maybe one of these would have been the thing, but I guess not. That means I've seen a radio somewhere, but fuck knows where.
Still.
Because Harry said that he remembers one, but I don't remember it. Joey the player is the one who is stupid right now. Alright, Chief.
Looking for something, Hunt?
You could push him by asking him to show you the soles of his boots. He definitely looks like someone capable of a lynching.
Let me see the soles of your boots.
Been admiring the stompers, Hunt? Sure, I can demonstrate them.
Look at the sole.
On the bottom of the man's boots, you see an intricate tangle of treads with no immediately discernible pattern. The wind howls over the bay of Revachol, a cascade of cold air flowing through the tangled city streets.
Is that a map of Revachol?
It sure is.
Where'd you get boots like that?
Custom made. Cost me a pretty penny.
But why?
You'll see when the time comes, officer. True patriots carry Revachol in their very souls.
Technically, you're stomping on Revachol every step you take.
I know you people don't understand poetry.
Is it something about the rights and privileges of lorrymen?
Oh yeah, they're a big deal.
And that's
sure
a privilege?
Fucking is. We have a guild and everything, huh? Very ancient. Very prestigious.
So you're in a Carter's Guild?
Goddamn right. They've been trying to fuck us out of our heritage in the name of profit. But when they try to replace us, they'll regret it. Trusting street thugs with their goods is going to fuck them right up the ass. Mark my words. Generations of practice ain't no laughing matter.
What are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's a sit and wait on your ass situation.
How long has this been going on then?
The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month. 2 months, maybe. But this here is just the last week or so. Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Apples?
Yeah, apples. I take it you had other questions?
No, we're done for now. I mean, it's odd, but go off. Apples? Yeah, apples. What about it? Nothing. Just weird. Apples. Let's report in.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out
Right,
This is
put the radio.
Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Could I speak to the 41st again?
Just a moment, officer.
10-4, come in, officer. Over.
Listen, I've actually lost my gun too.
10-4, I know I already wrote it in a report, but it will stay on my desk for a few days. Over.
I've successfully located my 9mm Villiers pistol. It's on me now and I won't lose it again.
10-4, sir, roger that, and very glad to hear it. I will make relevant changes to the report.
10-10, stand by.
that,
I just
10-10,
thought maybe I
over
could
and
report
out.
my gun missing and then say I found it instantly. And they'd be like, yes, good job, buddy. Which is instant gratification for me, which I'm very pleased about. You got a radio?
Now it's turning into a kind of a snow limbo, man. What's on your mind? Oh,
Time to relax.
You're under
Ha!
arrest.
No, I'm joking, my man. They usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident.
That's your
Oh,
machine
you
behind
making
you?
This rockin' beauty. Sure is. Like a rash you can't get rid of. You interested?
A motor
Yes.
lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou, and
Good
Yeah.
eye, my man.
Let's
there
say
it
that.
is again.
Okay.
A little touch of sadness beneath the man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Alright, let's try and get some empathy. Can I get some empathy in this bitch, please? Girl? You're looking good with those empathy shoes on. I also spent a shit ton of money recently
Now it's
on
turning
a new
into
CPU and motherboard. It's like
kind of,
1,200 quid.
Snow limbo, man.
Let's see.
In his eyes, an unfamiliar longing. Flecks of brown and gold.
Familiar how?
It's hard to say. His gaze wanders southwest, down the street that goes beyond the horizon. The road continues for miles, flowing together with other roads, turning into causeways or bridges, ending suddenly in dead ends, or ramping up or down highways. It forms a crisscross pattern across the land.
I'm not sure I know what a causeway is. Where does it lead?
Above the Jamrock Quarter, in the form of a raised motorway, and then the never-ending sprawl of Forburg, high above buildings, new and old, the air filled with the rumble of motor engines.
Further.
To the old south, to the farthest outskirts of Revershaw, through the checkered fields of farmland, upstream to the River Esperance, past Montmartin. The border approaches.
What's beyond the border?
You cannot see. It's out of the city. Up ahead, the mist blocks all sight. A gale blows across your cheeks. It is cold. Before you stands a tall lorry driver with sad eyes.
What's in the southwest?
Excuse me.
Hell, I got longing. I felt something similar since I woke up.
Man, I don't know what to say. Not much anyone can do. There's no helping in absence, you know. I miss my family. They're all I have. My wife, second kid on the way, waiting all the way in Diora. And here I am stuck in this shit, so far from home.
Diora?
Diora of the Seven Seas. It's on the other end of Le Caillou, pretty much, on another island called Laurentide, off mainland. We've got a little place there. Can almost hear my kid laugh when it snows.
What it's like to miss someone.
What's it like? Good. And bad. An ache that brings you joy. I think of them a lot. I dream up these silly scenarios in great detail of living with them. It comforts me. What about you, Cop Man? You missing someone?
Is that what it is? This feeling? No, it's scarier than that. You're pursued by a hunter, smelling of apricots and sorrow, and the past.
I miss someone, but I don't know who it is.
I feel for you, my friend. It's bad enough to know who you miss. Missing like that doesn't feel like it has much of an upside. But, thanks for this. It's nice to talk to someone, and I know it wasn't easy to ask. I hope you find your way through your own troubles.
That's all for now. Thanks, Chief. You're a good guy. Right, so it's day 6. Glacia's still there. She's not ran off. Kuno, you fucking little shite.
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't...
Oh, another phone call. Be back. I'm back again. Sorry for the interruptions. I do apologise. Just very in demand at the moment, I guess. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Right, so we've got to go find Ruby. And well, Titus seemed to think that he'd be on the western side of the river. Or she would be, so I'm going to go over there to find out what's what. Got my nice empathy boots on. What am I losing by doing this? Let's just check. Perception's down. I probably want perception to be up. If I'm going to be like searching for a criminal, I probably need to be able to actually tell. Oh, that's -1. Whoops. Need to be able to tell what's actually going on. Why is that one the reverse? That's weird. They usually put the pluses on the top. Right, and then, after we've gone through all this, we check our gear to make sure we're not losing perception from anything else. So we change our hat to, they say this, for example. Make sure our perception isn't down anywhere else. Okay, and then change our shirt because that's making us have less authority. Okay. Good. My perception is not high, but it isn't so low as to be obscene. I'm wearing a nice yellow hat. It's like a toque, I think. Alright. Let's go find out what's what. Rule of a took. Okay, where would Titus have not looked? That's the problem. Oh. There's a slit in the concrete here, a sewer.
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
Kim, any idea what's down here?
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
Think we might find Ruby down there.
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now. In conclusion, she could be under any building.
But not in there.
I hope not.
What's in there?
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
Oh!
There's no echo and no answer.
Okay. Well, I've noticed it now. That's a past ability. Any idea to get into the building, mate?
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning?
I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
That's his son's head.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off. He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
I want to hear about the felt building again.
Sure. What's on your mind? But of
I wanted
course.
to see if I could get in.
What else?
I wanted to see if you knew... Do you know how to get in the building, sir? Just for looking around purposes. You know. Around here. Leveled up again, so what's that now? 4 skill points. Okay. I'm gonna see if there's anything untoward. A door, building, a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? Yeah, I haven't got anywhere to go though. That's the problem. Should really look underneath, or try and see if I can get underneath the building. Because I don't know that I can. But if I could, it'd be like through here. That storm drain looked like the best option I've got so far. But I don't know how I'd get in the storm drain. It's a bit too far out the way. I mean, there's that bunker. Do you reckon I can get in it now? A rock.
An old door worn by elements.
Could the structure have
guards
been used to take the
depot.
shot?
The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door.
From here to the whirling, I can't see how. The church is in the way.
What is
It's
this
military.
thing anyway?
Probably
Used to service
something
what?
that-
No good, no good, no good. In fact, much worse than no good. Dog shite. Boardwalk rises to your south. It casts its long shadow over you. What's that noise? I think it's birds. Okay. Let me check my notes. Ah, the fisher folk. Yes. I forgot all about that. That's why the notes are good. Ask the old lady. I'm missing the event flag, probably, that makes the next thing happen. Okay. The notes are a very useful tool to help stupid people like me who don't remember the plot. Hello.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Have you seen a redhead woman named Ruby around the coast?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but do you know who I'm talking about?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
This isn't about the Union, you know, you don't have to worry about retaliation.
Ah, I should have known. This is yet another Union mess. I'm not afraid of them, you know. We are not in the habit of being afraid around here.
I see, you know something you decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Okay. The washerwoman is hiding something. Look around, maybe get into her shack somehow. Well, I can get in because she let me in. But she probably doesn't remember that she's done this. As in, like, she wouldn't remember, like, she wouldn't know why this is important. Aha.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched.
Move the board aside.
Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
What's in here?
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
Touch the sand as sawdust.
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then something hard wrapped in paper.
What is it?
A small cylindrical object. You pull it out.
That's
bullet.
another thing I forgot.
A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber. Like your own Villiers pistol, for example.
Bullet. Interesting.
The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washerwoman does. You have enough to confront her with. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
Cool. Thank you. Easy peasy. It's hard to be a detective this good. Now, I've probably got like another 10 minutes with all the cuts I've got to make. So, anyway, Kim, let's interact this flower, the fractured bullet, because I never did this.
It's safely sealed away in a plastic bag.
Yes.
Beside his orderly handwriting, the bullet looks especially sad, like a tiny, shriveled head of cauliflower.
Peel the bullet through the bag.
The squashed bullet has some sharp edges where the jacket has split open. It feels cold, even through the bag. You wouldn't ordinarily have cause to handle jacketed bullets. The citizens' militia uses cast bullets only. Little pebbles of metal loaded from the muzzle, usually in a cartridge.
What do I do with you, bullet?
What?
I said, what do I do with you, bullet?
Well, if I was the bullet, which I'm not, I would say find the weapon that shot me.
Good idea.
If we find who owns it, we will have likely found who used it, possibly to kill our victim. In conclusion, The more we know about this bullet of yours, the better.
Inspect the bullet closer.
The jacket of the bullet is made of a yellowish metal. It has blossomed out to reveal a dark grey core. The base of the bullet is close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
And the core?
It's quite destroyed. Some of the fragments are still lodged in the wound.
Look at the jacket.
You can just about make out a few striations near the base of the bullet. Little hairlines, linear. It feels standard.
What can you say about the bullet so far?
It's a jacketed bullet close to 5 millimeters in diameter.
A jacketed bullet. Okay. It would have been shot from a military-grade breech-loading rifle, not from a muzzleloader, like those typically found on the
So it's not
streets
my
of
gun.
Martinez.
We were right. This came from a serious weapon. Highly unusual. The people of Revachol haven't carried breech-loading weapons like this for nearly half a century.
Even the RCM uses ordinary unjacketed conical bullets. This is strange. Very strange. I like this, officer. Strange means unique. Unique means incriminating. We need to find the gun that shot it.
Something tells you that won't be anytime soon. This'll have to be one of those epic tasks that's open for a while.
Okay. Hand-eye coordination. Bullet's nothing safe, put it away for now. Okay. Hand-eye coordination. Clothes, please. Don't think I've got barely anything that increases hand-eye coordination. But this seems extremely relevant to the case, so it's something I need to get good. Okay. This is a pointed hand-eye coordination immediately. Let's put 2 points into it. Okay, so let's inspect the bullet again.
The bullet is still safely sealed away.
Try to tell me what
in a
type of weapon
plastic
shot
bag
this.
Bearing the Oscar, a rifle, revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.46 millimeter from the surplus left over from the turn of the century. Probably an antique or a retrofitted antique.
Make?
The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. The BM dominated the battlefields of the Insulindian theatre of the anti-centennial revolution 50 years ago.
Is anyone still making these rifles?
No, but Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are still a lot of these old military rifles floating around, usually broken. The quality was appalling.
Who uses Margrave rifles these days?
Antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries, a few lucky jamrock bangers. You're looking for a well-preserved antique, most likely.
What are you thinking? Bullet?
I think I know where this came from.
Okay. And?
The shot probably came from a Balmargrave rifle.
An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around in Martinez, or anywhere in Revachol, really.
Probably a good thing.
I have to hand it to the monarchs. It's quite admirable that they took the advice of criminologists last century and banned the use of breech loaders in peacetime. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle loaders once they've trained with military-grade weapons, but they realize it's worth it in the end.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Makes you consider every shot. I like it.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds without pausing to reload. After the first shot, the second, third, and so on come much easier. But back to the investigation.
Seems we're looking for an antiques enthusiast.
Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself. Okay, an antique. I have to hand it some new art.
Prohibiting peacetime.
Imagine
every shot.
But back to the investigation.
Could the victim have been mixed up with some foreign guerrilla fighters? No. Oh, could the victim have been?
Let's find out. Next step, finding the gun itself.
The bullet has nothing more to say. Put it away. Okay, find the murder weapon. Locate a working firearm that shoots 4.46 ammo. Working rifle. Okay.
Our tenant, the policeman, I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Well, is there a bullet under the floorboards of your shack?
Damn that girl.
A bullet?
The lieutenant turns to you, gives you a little nod, then turns to the washerwoman.
You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
You entered the room to her.
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
She speaks slowly, wringing out a rag. After a long silence, her hands move into the water buckets and water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before. But this seems different.
That's for the police to find out. Right then. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
You said she left on Monday.
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
Is the room exactly she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Was there anything else there?
No,
The truth, sire.
What is she like, Ruby?
she's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
Why do you think she left the bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
She looks back toward her shack, thinking.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
I have a possible explanation in my mind.
Aye. Do tell.
A seagull flies overhead, obviously a bad omen. It's an exit plan.
Exit from what?
This.
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
She really believes that.
I heard she was a heavy drinker with anger issues. You ever witnessed that kind of behaviour?
Nothing of the sort. Sure, she was no stranger to the bottle. She fit in that way. But I only knew her to have a beer on the beach while watching the sunset. She isn't what you'd call a drunk. Even offered me some from time to time. Said it was part of the communal life. But I never saw her lose control of herself, the way some people do.
Where did she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
It's a peninsula. She might be trapped.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Further up the coast we go then.
Are you sure you would rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
The failed electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
Goodbye. I'm off.
One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She looks around, the air's getting colder.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
Okay. Well, I've got one more thing to do. I'll be right back. I leveled up 2 points in hand-eye coordination so I can shave my beard.
On the table, you see a bowl of water.
Here we go.
A rust, like an artist with a brush or a master swordsman. You use the small mirror and the straight razor with some soap to remove all that unkempt hair from below the nose line. The sharp blade chafes against your skin, producing a scratching sound. The surface underneath the beard feels tender, the air brushing against it chilly.
Feel your clean-shaven cheeks.
They feel so smooth, surprisingly so. A feeling of freshness overcomes you, as if you just came from a cold bath.
There we go. We've still got the expression. But okay. Now then. I'll see you guys next time when we go out and try and find Ruby again. See you then. Goodbye.